Hey everybody, welcome back to Know Nothing Garage. My name is Jacob and today I have a small repeat but with a different twist. So let's get into it. Today we have a different car. Yes, a Toyota Rav4. So this car, you can see, just like my other car, doesn't have factory fog lights. And you know that I've built brackets and put in my own fog lights before, but I actually have a kit that someone gave me, the owner of the car gave me, that has all the factory fog lights with it. It comes with a harness, it has a relay. The difference is that it comes with a switch that plugs right into the dash instead of having like a fog light switch on the signal stock. So today I'm going to start installing this and we're going to see how difficult or easy it is to add a complete factory system into the car. So let's get started. So you guys know, obviously the first step is to remove all of the protective guard that comes underneath so that we have access to these panels. So that's where we will start. Okay, so one of the first things that you need to do is figure out where your wiring harness is going to come in. So you guys can see I pulled back the carpet under here. And if you guys can see the light coming through right there, there actually is a factory hole already in the firewall. It's a little low. There's technically some up in here, but it's almost impossible to get to. So I think that is where I'm gonna come in, and I'll just have to be really careful and methodical about my wires and make sure that they're not in the way, obviously, of the pedals or anything like that. So now I have a plan. I also have the rubber grommet that goes in there, so I can modify that grommet to accept my switch wire. So here's that rubber grommet, and the problem is just going to be that this switch needs to go through. Now this switch comes unplugged, so it's really just the size of the green plug needs to go in there. So that is what I'm going to work on now. Okay, so once you get inside and you get your wire in here, it's really just about pulling off some of these panels. And all these plastic panels either just have small little screws like these, or they're just pressure clips like these. So I found the panel that I want to plug into. I haven't run my wire completely yet, but here it is, it's down here. The easiest thing to do is, you see how on this there's a blank. Well, all you do with this blank is there's just two clips on the back, and you guys can see blank goes away. And then the nice thing about this factory switch is, you guys can see the factory switch clips right in. So it's as easy as that, and look at that, that is a factory install if I've ever seen one. So now all I have to do is run my wire up to it, plug it in the back, and also use zip ties to make sure that it's all out of the way, and then the in the cab part is completely done. Okay, and just like that, it is cleaned up. You can see the wire is down there. It's not in the way at all, but obviously I'll keep an eye on it just in case. It comes up behind, and here's our new switch. Easy as that. So now we switch to the inside of the engine bay. Okay, so now that we have our wiring run, I just have it secured up here for now. I'm gonna finish wiring it in a little bit, but I wanted to get the lights placed. So in order to get the fog lights in, this is going to be the same on basically every car. You're just going to have a ton of these pressure fit snaps that snap into place, as well as a mix of screws. Now this car has a ton. You can see I have some scattered here, here, There's a bunch under here, all to get this stuff off. Every car's slightly different. This is actually part of the fender liner, so I had to kind of take some of the fender liner off just to get it out of the way. But let me get under here and show you. This is very similar, but once you do, these plastic covers are basically just held in by screws, a few, and then once you're done, you simply just pop it out. It is really as simple as that. So this is out now. Like I said, there was just 2 screws and a pressure fit snap holding this in. Out with the old and in with the new. So I can now get this light officially installed. And then the other side, I haven't taken fully apart. I still need to take some of this fender liner out just to pull that back, but it's the exact same process. It's so easy to get these things out. And then after that, we'll have to run our wiring. Okay, so I just got the other side mounted, and it really was just as easy as taking out those bolts and putting in the light instead of the cover. This side was a little more challenging because you have the windshield wiper reservoir tank, so that was kind of in the way, but it was not that hard. So now we need to wire. So this kit just comes with this wiring harness, which is 100% plug and play. So all I need to do is just clip this into the back of the light and then run this across the front. My guess is that there is a radiator support under here, and so there's other wires that are run along this front side, so I'm just going to run it along there and zip tie it, and I will show you guys what it looks like afterwards. Okay, so the most important part of this is really where you draw power from. And the way that this one is set up, you have to draw it from underneath the car, which means, or in the hood, which means you need to draw power from the battery or the fuse block. So you guys have seen me use these before, but I actually have this little add a fuse, which is basically just a way to add a wire off of an existing fuse location. So I found a fuse that stays off with the key, so the battery's not going to be drained, and then I just drilled a little hole in the side and ran my wire out and connected it. So I'll clean these up, but that is basically the final product. And I will show you guys. So the way that you know that it's working correctly is you guys can see my new switch down there. If I put the key in and turn on, you see that switch turn green, and then it clicks, and if you guys look, there is the light. So it's an easy way to tell that it works with the key, and also that I wired it correctly. Everything else in the car works correctly, but there are factory fog lights installed in the factory locations on a car. Overall, not too bad. A few little challenges here and there, but totally doable. You guys, you know, if your car doesn't come with factory wiring, not too big of a deal. You might be wondering, this car actually does have the plugs for the fog lights normally. The problem is there's no switch. So even though this car is equipped with the entire wiring harness to install these fog lights, there's no switch. So typically on a car that has the fog lights, this stock, the turn signal stock, has like a ring or something for the fog lights. Well, this one doesn't have one since it doesn't have fog lights. So if I wanted to use those factory wiring harness that's already run, I'd actually have to take this whole steering column apart and buy one of these, a signal stock with the fog light ring. And even then there might be another wire or two that needs to be run. So this is definitely way easier. You can see it has a location for a switch. Well, there's even a location here. There's a location behind the key, and then underneath, it's hard to see, but this entire thing has locations for more switches. So this car is definitely set up to add a switch right there, which is awesome. It made it really easy. I like the way it looks. It was like I said, easy to install, not too big of a deal. So if you guys liked this video, I hope you did, please leave me a comment on what other things you'd like to see, maybe a home improvement project of some kind. But that is all I have for you guys. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.